The Frank Slide is the only place in North America where you can see a rock slide that destroyed part of a town. It's the deadliest rock slide that's ever been recorded anywhere on the continent. And between 90 and 100 people lost their lives here.
On April 29th in 1903, 90 million tons of rock fell from Turtle Mountain on the sleeping town of Frank and killed more than 90 people. We'll never know exactly how many, but we know that there were 600 people living in the town of Frank and 500 of them were out of the way, and about 120 were in the path of the slide. Most of them died. The experience of the Frank Slide can be inside the center, outside the center. If you're outside the center, I suggest that people walk the Frank Slide trail because you can see all the debris right in it and get a sense for the enormity of it. It's truly awesome. And then when you come inside, we're lucky enough to have many stories from survivors talking about what it was like. The Ennis family said afterwards that it sounded like hail on the roof with all these little pieces of rock hitting the roof, and they didn't know what it was. So Mrs. Ennis said to her husband, "What is it?" And he said, "Maybe it's an earthquake," and then their whole house was destroyed.
This is the kind of rocks that fell, I'm pretty sure. I think Frank Slide is like amazing because it's so unique and interesting. It has so many stories behind it and it's just, wow, mind-blowing. Are there still people living in this area?
There are still people living here, and some of them are worried the mountain will fall again. We've been monitoring Turtle Mountain now, on and off ever since the first slide, and we're taking the mountain's pulse because we know it will fall again one day. We don't know when.
I've only seen this from afar. These trees, did you plant them?
No.
Or did they just grow?
They just grew, and poplars are amazing.
The Frank Slide is really a universal story, I think. It's about hope and struggle and triumph and tragedy. A lot of the people living in Frank were immigrants themselves. Frank had only been there for 2 years at the time of the rock slide, so just about everybody who was here had come from somewhere else looking for a better life. And it's a lot, I think, like the immigrant experience for newcomers to Canada today.